Hello. All right. Looks like I've got the audio up and working. Thank you so much for your patience while I just kind of took care of a couple last minute things. Welcome on in, Bronx Girl, Okasan. For anybody that doesn't know, Bronx Girl is somebody who has had a huge impact on my life. I would not be here, and I would not be the woman I am today without her. So huge to see her in the chat tonight. Love the support. Thank you so much. And Big Bad Dirty Dog, you're always welcome in here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Um, Big Bad Dirty Dog is a friend of the stream and a fellow streamer. A very welcoming environment, very friendly, lots of community games. Thank you to my mods for shouting him out earlier. I really appreciate it. So, with that all being said, let's take a look at our game of the evening. We have When the Night Comes, which is a dating sim styled murder mystery adventure. I'm really looking forward to uh, getting into it. I will confess I played a little bit of it, a little teeny bit of it, um, just to kind of get in and see what it was like. But I did not go very far, so I've really not been spoiled for anything. We did not even get to the route selection yet, which for my Otome Sim veterans, they will understand that that means we have barely progressed in the prologue. So let's go ahead and get started here. Click to begin. Here we have our cast, main cast and crew of characters. Let me make sure the audio is working. So we've got game capture audio and application audio. Let's try game capture audio. How does that sound to folks? Because I can see that it's pretty loud and I don't always talk above it. So let me bring that down a little bit. You can't hear it. Okay. Huh. Let me try switching over to the other one. How about now? Is it still... Okay. Okay, so I just had the wrong channel for it open. So I'm going to bring it down a little bit. Tario! Hi! Welcome on in. There we go. Let me bring it down a little bit more, just because I want you guys to be able to hear me clearly. So we are gonna go for a new game. Tell us your name. Well, of course, we are gonna be playing as Deanie. Save in a new save slot. Return. Okay. My surname. What should I go with for my surname? Oh, I know. Easy. Okay, and now we're going to get into pronoun selection. So this is one of the reasons that I really wanted to play this game. Because even something as simple as pronoun selection is not really a standard feature in a lot of dating sims. There's arguments for it and against it. I really like that they have this option. I think that everybody should be able to play every dating sim as whatever gender or pronoun, makes them feel the best to have the best experience in that game. So, but since we're playing as me, we're playing as Dini, we are gonna go with she, her. Oh yeah, Taria? Well, we're happy to have you. Okay, she, her. Yes, exactly. Love wins. Love on top, right? All right, from the Department of Enforcement, Office of the Lieutenant General. You have been selected for immediate transfer and are authorized to report to the enforcement headquarters in Lunaris, Escria. Escria. Okay, I got that. Nailed it. Please find your mission, information, and all other relevant documents enclosed. Once the information has been digested, we order that the documents are promptly destroyed. This information is highly classified, as are all details of your relocation. Upon arrival, please report to General Augustus Willenheim. Respectfully, Lieutenant General Harold Addington III. Taria says, I didn't know Dini was a visual novel enjoyer. Yes, I love a good visual novel. I love a good... oh, do I have this on autoplay? Settings, let's take a look. Displayed, unseen, after choice, transitions, unseen. Text speed. See, here we want the slowest possible. Sound looks good. Controls look good. Okay. Let's return. But yeah, no, I love Otome Sims. It's my guilty pleasure. But I'm hopefully gonna be able to share more of these types of games with y'all. I arrive in Lunaris at dusk. I've been traveling for days. My feet are sore, my eyes tired, and all I can think about is how much I need a damn good sleep. Bam. Been there. Oh, this is what it means by the text speed. Okay. I understand now why it was set a little bit higher. Return. Okay. I'm a hunter, and I've been called here by the Lieutenant General of Escria to lead an investigation. The matter is apparently urgent if the rapid way in which I've been summoned is anything to go by. The things that you hear about in ghost stories and fables are all real, and it's my duty, my purpose, to protect humanity from these creatures that go bump in the night. There have been a series of particularly violent murders here in Lunaris lately, and the local enforcers, the agency that oversees us, can't seem to put their finger on who or what the culprit is. I was the most skilled hunter general in the previous town I was assigned to, but I eagerly welcome the change in scenery. Even if it does involve murder and a healthy dose of existential dread. Though, as I sink further into the town, the feeling that washes over me is making me wonder if I made the right choice. As if I even really had one at all. Our lives are bound, and I live to serve. As hunters, we're the only ones equipped to deal with such monstrosities. Plucked from our families at a young age, we're told that we hold an incredibly rare talent, not only in passing the secretive initiation that gifts us with keen senses and empathic skills, but also in possessing the mental fortitude, intellect, and obedience necessary to ensure our effectiveness and loyalty. Becca McMuffin says, kidnapped, you mean? Yeah, it's giving very child indoctrination, heavy emphasis on obedience. Yeah, a little spooky, a little spooky. Thank you, Beck Beck Muffin, keeper of the ad alerts. I steel myself and wander aimlessly through the unusually narrow streets, unable to focus on much else other than the thought of a warm meal and a comfy bed. The only thing that distracts me from such thoughts is the way the sky begins to turn an inky, infinite black. Oh, good. Okay, thank you, Tario. I'm so glad that it's at least helping a little bit in that regard. Wisps of mist swirl around my ankles, seeping out from every crack and crevice. Flickers of magic are present within the smoky tendrils, and I can't help but wonder if my mind is playing tricks on me. I turn a sharp corner and see people running, scooping up small children, scrambling to get inside. I hear the sound of doors slamming and locking, echoing off the crooked stonework. Curtains are drawn, windows are closed, and then darkness, the abnormal kind. Although the stars are shining brightly at a glance, and the crescent moon hangs low, neither offer much light. It's unsettling, to say the least. A chill rolls down my spine, and I walk faster, my sore feet continuing their protest. The instincts that have been part of me since my initiation kick in, and I have a feeling deep in the pit of my stomach that I need to get inside, and fast. I spot a mage light lantern as I head further down the street. The dull blue flame flickers invitingly in the darkness, drawing me in. I push the weathered wooden door open, and the light tinkle of the bell that hangs above my head announces my presence. It's empty, only very dimly lit by a few worn-down candles. The shelves are stocked with curious trinkets and jars of strange-looking ingredients and potions, and an apparently endless collection of dusty old books lines the walls. Yeah, Ioneth, I like the term mage light as well. I think that is very neat. It smells faintly of incense and a little of, is that ozone? Yes, like the way the air smells just before a storm. Like lightning. I hear footsteps and turn to find their owner, and I'm taken aback by the figure that appears from behind a pair of well-placed curtains. Hottie number one!
Can I help you?
They a baddie, though. I was just closing up, but can I help you? Wide eyes burn into me, brighter than the clearest of emeralds. His aura feels distinctly magical, and I'm very aware that I'm looking at a witch. A powerful one at that. I'm sorry to intrude, but I appear to be a little lost. I'm looking for the tavern? His gaze falls to my weapons and my sash, his cheeks darkening as realization apparently sets in.
Are you the new hunter?
Ooh, okay, so let me turn that up just to make sure you guys are hearing. There's a little bit of voice acting. Not a lot, but just a little bit. Yeah, not every line, just some of them. I offer him a wry smile. Is it that obvious? He returns my smile, and I can't help but feel welcome. At home, even.
Oh, just a little. It's lovely to meet you. The town has been alight with gossip about you this week, you know. My name is Ezra, by the way.
Ezra! Eee! Okay, here we go. I'm Deanie. It's nice to meet you, Ezra. Smooth. Fiction me has it under control.
Did anyone happen to tell you not to wander the streets when darkness falls? As capable as I'm sure you are, it's not advised, especially these days.
I shake my head, still a little out of sorts from the long journey. Then, much to my embarrassment, my stomach decides to grumble loudly. I mean, that's just normal. How rude of me! You must be starving. Take a seat in the back room and I'll quickly fix you something up. Ezra, okay. You really don't have to do that. I'd better be on my way.
You'll do no such thing. It's too dangerous out there. Please, I insist. It's no trouble, really.
I can hardly refuse when he's looking at me like that. I nod and follow him as he parts the curtains to reveal a cozy living space. There's a small kitchenette with a crooked dining table, and nestled in the corner is a tattered but comfy-looking sofa. Oh, now that I think about it, maybe in the sound settings, I can turn the voice volume up as high as it will go, and I can turn the music volume down a little. Is that better? Just to keep it so that you can still hear the amazing voice acting that's happening. Return. Okay, great. Ezra fills an old steel kettle and pops it on the stove, igniting the stubborn burner with a grunt before he turns and offers me a smile.
I'm just going to pop upstairs and get you some blankets. I really do insist you stay until morning. You must be exhausted, and I'd hate to send you out into the darkness knowing...
Knowing? Ooh? He pauses, stopping himself.
Just wait here, and please, make yourself comfortable.
Done and done. Me like, oh no! A baddie wants me to be comfortable and stay in their place. Oh no. I can think of nothing worse than even walking across the street right now, let alone across town. So I swallow a polite protest. Thank you, Ezra. He disappears up a narrow staircase, and my curiosity instantly gets the better of me. A solitary candle burns upon the countertop, colorful, magical little lights hanging from various picture frames and shelves, as well as an abundance of luscious green plants. It's utterly enchanting, just like its owner, and obviously very well loved. Oh gosh. Listen, Eoneth, we can't all be taking the captions literally all the time, okay? They're doing their best, but at the end of the day, we're all gonna have to use our best judgment. Dario! Okay. There are generous amounts of personal belongings and keepsakes littering every possible nook, and I eye a tiny dish that's overflowing with brightly colored jewelry. Besides it sits a pile of crumpled parchment. Some of the pages are covered in an elegant, looping script, and others are filled with lovingly rendered portraits. I tentatively reach for one of the sketches at the top of the pile, but a loud creak startles me. I turn, as alert as I've always been taught to be, as my fingers edge towards my weapon. The hairs on the back of my neck stand to attention, and I immediately know that there's a creature nearby. That's when I see them. A pair of glowing, fierce, golden eyes peeking up at me from a previously hidden hatch in the floorboards. And before I can even think about defending myself, another baddie! I'm pinned to the wall by a firm, cold, and inherently not human arm.
Who the hell are you? Where is Ezra?
His lips curl into a snarl, affording me what feels like an incredibly pointed view of a set of long, sharp fangs. If I hadn't already clocked his deathly pallor, there'd be no second guessing what kind of creature I'm dealing with here. Vampire. Yes, Tario. It's just gonna be, it's gonna be baddies all the way down. I know I'd already be quite dead if that was what he truly wanted, and I feel nothing from him other than an overwhelming desire to protect something, or someone. His aura is panicked but distinctly non-threatening, so I decide to relax against his hold. I cautiously raise my hands in surrender in the hopes that he'll stand down. We're not taught to harm creatures who have no intent to harm us. It isn't what we stand for, at least not the honorable hunters. I see. Okay, thank you, Bronx Girl. I will have fun. I'll talk to you soon. Yeah, have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. Plus, vampires are the closest thing there is to humans in the Demonology Handbook, and I've met a few reasonable ones in my time. Emphasis on a few. He retreats a little, just as I'd hoped, just enough for me to gather my composure. Let's see. I think we know what his priorities are. I think this is going to put him at ease the fastest. Maybe if he believes us. Ezra is fine. I swear it. Those bright, disarming eyes burn into my own, a chill skittering over my skin. He looks like he's searching for something, his dark brows twitching as he studies my face, a thick scar cutting through one on the right. Something that looks a lot like relief settles upon his face. I can't help but wonder what a vampire is doing sneaking into Ezra's home at this hour.
If you're playing tricks on me, I'll have your head. Understand?
Oh, I understand. I nod once, my hand still raised where he can see I mean him no harm. I'm not lying. He's safe. He's upstairs. I tip my chin towards the staircase in the hope that he'll use his head and seek Ezra out with those impressive senses of his. He takes a step back, but he still doesn't seem to trust me. I don't entirely blame him. I know how he feels. The sound of the kettle whistling as it comes to boil distracts him, and he visibly relaxes. His gaze quickly darts to the staircase, then back to me. He steps back, the candlelight illuminating his angular face, all sharp lines and hair as black as the night. He's otherworldly, obviously attractive in that tall, dark, and dead way, and his left arm is missing from the shoulder down. In its place is an advanced-looking prosthetic, flowing with what looks like incredibly advanced magic. He catches me looking at it and quirks that scarred brow.
Like what you see? Sorry, it's not for sale.
Ezra appears from upstairs, his eyes wide as he surveys the sight before him.
Finn? What are you doing here?
Iron fingers curl around Ezra's forearm, almost as though he's just checking he's real. His prosthetic thrums brightly as if it's responding to the touch. I sensed that you felt uneasy. I came immediately. Are you okay? Ezra smiles, covering Finn's hand with his own in a gentle pat. A reassuring gesture. The intricate patterns etched into the dark iron pulse like a heartbeat. I was only very briefly startled by the appearance of our new friend here. Right. Finn turns to me and dips his head in an apology.
I'm sorry about that less than savory introduction, Hunter. Things are a little on edge here lately.
I know, I love that little interaction for them. Chef's kiss. This game is already worth the cost of admission. I'd never have guessed. Ezra shakes his head, clearly amused by my sarcasm.
I'm fine. You really don't need to jump every stranger that passes this way.
I should say just kiss, but no, chef's. Like a chef's kiss. Mwah! Delicious. That final reassurance seems to make the tension melt from Finn's broad shoulders. Sorry, Deanie. You don't need to be alarmed. He's an ally. I swear it. Ally! Even if he doesn't give the best first impression. Finn offers me a genuine, almost soft smile, but he looks guilty. As he should, I suppose. I catch Ezra eyeing me warily, clearly sensing my apprehension. It isn't like it's every night you find yourself in a magic shop staring at a witch and an apparently friendly vampire. Finn's whole demeanor changed the second he laid eyes on Ezra, and I feel any final traces of fear melting away as he steps forward and offers me his hand. The smile that crosses his lips is mischievous, and cold fingers grip my own in a firm handshake when I reach for him.
It's truly a pleasure to meet you.
All right, we got a witch, we got a vampire, and that's only the tip of the iceberg. Tario says, "Oh, delicious is the right word." Yes. His pretty eyes brush over me like a caress, his pupils dilating, and I feel myself swaying, leaning towards him almost unconsciously. There's a soft whisper of muffled thoughts echoing in my mind, and I can't quite tell if they belong to me or him. It's soothing, and whatever he's doing grants me the foresight to see that he most certainly is harmless, that he bears no ill will towards me. Something tells me he now sees I'm harmless too.
Finnegan, stop that. It's not polite.
No, not the whole name! Whole legal name just dropped. Finn closes his eyes briefly, breaking whatever connection he's created with me, and he offers me a killer smile. Literally. Shit, those fangs are really no joke. He must be pushing at least 5 centuries. I've heard of vampires enthralling their victims before a kill, but that felt more like a request to be understood, like he wanted to show me he can be trusted. He exchanges an almost sheepish, knowing glance with Ezra, and I quickly feel my mind clearing itself. It's interesting to see such a powerful creature wither under a witch's gaze. Beck Muffin says fang length equals life length in this universe? That does seem to be the implication. Not a whole lot of world building yet, so that is what we have to go with for now. Sorry, I'm just checking. He looks at me and our eyes lock. I nod once, appreciating that he cared enough to put me at ease. Then he's grinning again, wickedly. I hope he didn't hear anything untoward in there. My brain. Anyway, Ezra! Coming in with the save. Ezra fusses with the kettle, pouring me a cup of fragrant tea and offering it to me on a pretty floral saucer. Here, this will help you get a good night's sleep. I take the cup with a nod, both of them staring intently as I take a small sip. It's good, refreshing, and exactly what I need. So, Deanie, are you looking forward to becoming part of this Ouch! Ezra elbows him in the ribs, throwing him a stern, warning glance, and Finn flinches a little too dramatically for a big, scary creature. Oh, I know a thing or two about flinching big, scary creatures. Lovely town?
Do you have any idea what you've gotten yourself into?
No? Apparently not. You know what? I like a little adventure. I'm used to a little adventure. I truly hope I can help. Ezra looks defeated, but strangely optimistic. I hope my words sound honest because I really have little choice. I have to help. It's my job. My duty. Well, you certainly seem capable enough. Finn grimaces, exchanging a strange look with Ezra, and I feel like they're not telling me something.
My clan and I are at your disposal, should you require any assistance.
Oh, I bet we will be. Requiring assistance, clan? He nods, but I decide not to press him for details. Yet. I'd definitely like to know how many supposedly good vampires reside here in Lunaris. I offer them both a smile and finish up my tea. Ezra hurries to take the empty cup from me and sets it upon the table. He places his hand upon Finn's arm. Finn, Deanie needs to rest. Maybe you should head home? Finn nods and Ezra follows him as he heads for the hatch. They embrace briefly, and Finn whispers something into Ezra's ear, the witch grinning brightly as he pulls away. Then Finn's warm, golden gaze locks with my own, and he smiles.
Be sure to take care. If you ever need anything, just scream, and I'll come running.
Gay! Let's go! He winks, and my traitorous cheeks threaten to warm at the sight of it. He notices and laughs quietly, a deep, comforting rasp that I could most certainly find myself getting used to. What kind of scream, says Tario, and Eoneth right there with depends on the kind of help. It was nice to meet you, Finn. Finn gracefully lowers himself into the hatch, and Ezra stares into the darkness until the door slams shut. He turns and retrieves a tin of biscuits from a cupboard, offering them to me, and waiting expectantly until I take a handful.
Please don't let our apprehension worry you. I'm sure you're more than capable of getting to the bottom of all this. Some are saying the town has been cursed, but I sense something else. Something bigger.
Oh dear. Well, it's always a terrible night for a curse. Even though we've only just met, I feel like I can trust him. Within moments of my arrival, I could tell that something about this town is off, and I intend to get to the bottom of this mess. That's right, there's a new sheriff in town! Let's go ahead and save. I am a nervous compulsive saver, so if you ever catch me going too long without saving, please remind me. I have to live up to my apparently impressive reputation, right?
We've lost people, good people, and the investigation seems to have just halted. We don't know what more we can do.
Beck Muffin has already thrown her hat into the ring for Ezra.
Ugh. Look at me getting all emotional when you're probably dead on your feet and desperate to get some sleep.
He quickly gathers himself, forcing a laugh to break the somber mood. Thank you for letting me stay, Ezra. I'll be out of your hair first thing. I stifle a yawn as Ezra turns to fuss with some blankets. I'm thoroughly looking forward to settling upon the sofa, however tiny it may be.
Really, it's no problem at all. Wouldn't dream of letting you wander the streets at this hour, especially after that journey. I'll see you in the morning. If you need anything, just shout.
Beck Muffin says, I got to watch you play before, and I'm throwing my hat in the ring for everyone we had met so far. Yeah, they all a bunch of baddies. He heads upstairs, and I eagerly remove my boots. The relief is instant when I settle against the cushions, pulling the soft blanket up to my chin. Despite the abundance of questions that currently flood my mind, I swiftly fall into a blissful, dreamless sleep. Iona says, if you don't compulsively save, your younger sibling never unplugged your games. Okay, but that's just the thing. I was the baby. I am the youngest sibling. I am the danger. I just have anxiety. After I wake up and Ezra eagerly makes me more tea, I join him in the shop as I prepare to leave. I wait patiently while he deals with what sounds like a particularly difficult customer, doing my best to eavesdrop as I survey the books that line the walls. Most of them are in languages I don't understand. There's a strange energy in the air, and my senses tell me that Ezra's visitor is also of magical origin.
You really can't just drop by like this and expect me to have what you need right away. These things take time.
That's always your excuse, Ezra. Do you not want me to work hard to save this town?
Ezra sighs, apparently not willing to argue, or maybe he knows he'll lose. The tall figure he's bickering with turns to look at me, and I'm caught off guard by their piercing eyes, their stare cutting me to my core. We got another one! They scowl, their lips pursed as they turn on a towering heel, like I have a target on my forehead. Ezra looks like he's about to try and say something to stop them, but they wave dismissively over their shoulder. I'm okay. Here, I redeem my own sip. They come to a stop before me and steal their gaze, staring me down and studying me from head to toe in a slow, pointed drag. I register the familiar violet sash that adorns their torso, the very same as mine, and I exchange a quick glance with Ezra. He looks apologetic as he hurriedly emerges from behind the counter to join us. An enforcer, then. One who apparently doesn't feel that it's necessary to wear the standard uniform. Or maybe they simply think they're too important. They have a commanding presence about them, and I can't help but wonder what rank they hold.
So you're my new subordinate?
Yeah, there it is.
Interesting.
Gus. Augustus? So this is the infamous Major General Willenheim that I've been assigned to. They're a prolific figure countrywide, and they're known for being responsible for one of the best hunters that Escria has to offer. It will be a true honor to serve under them, despite their apparently icy disposition. Historically, enforcers aren't the friendliest bunch. They live to serve just as we do, but they hold a much higher authority and love to remind us about it. The way Ezra said their name carried a warning, and August scowls at him briefly before turning their attention back to me. I notice how tired they look, their eyes heavy-lidded and their skin pale, and they even almost sway where they stand. Apparently, Ezra notices too, a flash of concern crossing his features as he quickly rushes to gather some ingredients from a locked cabinet. It looks like he's done this before, seen them like this before. It's a pleasure to meet you, Enforcer Willenheim.
Yes, I know exactly who you are. Your arrival has caused quite a stir, and more than a little paperwork.
Listen, I was called here, okay? They glance over at Ezra, watching as he breaks off a few sprigs from a neatly wrapped bundle of herbs and pops them into a glass vial. Their foot taps impatiently on the floor, an exasperated scoff falling from their lips as they turn to look at me once again, eyes rolling. So tell me, Hunter Harper, are you ready to partake in one of the most baffling missions I've come across? Yes. Don't show weakness. Of course, General. I'm looking forward to working with you. They quirk a perfectly sculpted brow, their lips pursed in contemplation.
I don't suffer fools, and I certainly don't tolerate tardiness. If you're capable, we'll get along just fine.
Yeah, a lot of brow quirking and lip pursing. Their unrelenting gaze burns into my own, and I swallow thickly, offering them as genuine a smile as I can muster under such scrutiny. I think everything will work out. This won't be as effective, but it'll do the job for now. As August eagerly reaches for the vial clutched in Ezra's palm, the witch pulls away and fixes them with a worried gaze.
Please stop doing this to yourself. They're pushing you too far and you know it. You're better than this.
Now we both know that's not true. Ezra surrenders the vial, the viscous violet liquid glowing dully as August takes it with a trembling hand. Ezra squeezes August's fingers before pulling away. He looks impossibly sad. There's always a choice. Remember that. August seems lost for words, but manages to maintain their carefully crafted annoyance. They reach for the door with yet another roll of their eyes, pausing briefly to catch my gaze.
I'll see you tomorrow. Don't be late.
Ezra says, quit your job! We stand outside the shop, the sky bright but the town somehow still feeling inherently gloomy.
If you ever need anything, you know where to find me. Please don't hesitate to stop by.
What a sweetie! Oh my gosh. You won't get rid of me if you say that. Oh, I wouldn't mind. Look at his smile! His smile softens, and I feel incredibly grateful that I stumbled across him. I mean it, though. Anytime. And be careful. Thank you, Ezra. I bid him farewell, reluctantly leaving the warmth and safety of the shop behind to follow the rickety old street signs that point me towards the tavern, the place I'll be calling home for the foreseeable future. Yeah, Dario, back to the streets. The tavern is bustling and full to the brim with red-faced patrons, the tables littered with empty tankards. It's only 9:30 in the morning, but clearly this town likes to drown their sorrows, even if the sun has barely risen. I push my way to the bar, and a scowling barmaid rolls her eyes at me as I politely raise my hand to get her attention. What? I have a room here. Could I check in, please? She promptly rolls her eyes again and ducks beneath the bar, reappearing within a few seconds, looking even more pissed off. Room isn't ready until 2. You'll have to get a drink or make yourself scarce. I muster a polite, albeit forced, smile, turning to find a table, but... Here we go! I find myself face to face with a striking, scowling woman who appears to be blocking me entirely on purpose.
So this is the famous hunter that's taking my place, then? You don't look like anything special to me. Come to gloat, have you? Rub it in my face.
She's so precious. I don't know what you're coming to me with this hostility for, though. Nice to meet you. She looks taken aback, clearly not expecting me to be polite, and she quickly straightens up, her features softening. Kind of. See, listen, lady, we don't have to fight. I know exactly who you are.
I'm Piper. Piper Merriman.
Piper! I'm the former general. I was leading this investigation until you came along. I had no idea. I just go where I'm ordered. You of all people must know we don't have much of a choice. Her gaze drops to her hands, and she picks at a non-existent piece of lint on her trousers. Yes, well, I do know that, I suppose. So, I've really been called here to take Piper Merriman's place? She's a legend, having racked up more kills than some of the most seasoned hunters, and all at the tender age of 24. I feel terrible. I wasn't told I'd be replacing anyone, and her being upset suddenly seems pretty justified. I'd be devastated if I was demoted too. We work so hard and put our lives on the line, all while the majority of the enforcers sit safely behind their desks. Holding our fate in hands that aren't stained with blood while our fingers drip with it. Yes! The slow pan! This game understands. They got the assignment, and they understood it. Piper makes a vague gesture at the barmaid, and she swiftly handed a glass of warm amber liquid that she delicately cradles in her palm. She steps closer with narrowed eyes, surveying me in a way that almost reminds me of August. I mean, that makes sense considering they're co-workers. I guess now we know. Pretty sure I won't be getting Employee of the Month anytime soon. We could always work together. I'm getting the feeling I'll need the help. And I'm sorry, truly. I can't imagine how frustrating this must be for you. She continues to look annoyed, but I can tell a more vulnerable emotion lingers beneath this seemingly rock-hard exterior. She swirls the rum around, watching the gentle slosh of it as it coats the sides of the glass.
Yes, well, that's what I get for being utterly shit at my job, isn't it?
No, Piper! She scoffs a laugh, but the smile that curls at her ruby lips doesn't reach her eyes. Anyway, I'm sure I'll see you in the field. I'm not totally useless, apparently.
They just have me doing the awful jobs, the stuff that doesn't actually matter. What a waste of a perfectly amazing hunter.
Enforcers. Just a bunch of pencil-pushing wankers. Yes, Queen! I stay silent, sensing that she might need someone to vent to. I've been there. Our job can be hard, and not just on our bodies.
Anyway, I can see I'm boring you. I'll just Be over there, continuing to drown my sorrows until Willenheim summons me.
Gotta do what you gotta do, girl. They're such an arsehole. Arsehole. Haha. I huff a laugh, covering my mouth with my hand in a poor attempt to stifle the noise, and she seems briefly amused by my reaction. She offers me a thoughtful glance and then sighs loudly.
Don't take any shit from them, okay? Come and see me if they bother you. I'm not afraid to stick my boot up their backside. Again?
Yes! Anyway, I'll see you around. She doesn't wait for me to respond, and with a flick of long chestnut hair, she's gone. A brunette! We love to see it! I spot her disappearing into the heavy crowd that's mulling about in the center of the tavern. A crowd that's apparently pretty pissed off about something. I decide to investigate. Might as well get stuck right in. What could possibly go wrong? I push my way into the crowd, and what I find both baffles and amuses me. A lichen, a hybrid lichen, sat smack bang in the middle of the tavern, arms folded across his chest. He has a smirk plastered across his scarred lips, his wolf ears twitching dismissively as the townsfolk hoot and holler at him. The lichen doesn't seem to care and grabs his drink, taking a deep swig. My first impression is that he seems perfectly harmless, even if his cockiness is almost palpable aura. As I take a step closer, however, I can see the scars he bears. A seasoned scrapper then, not shy in the least and eager to stir up the ire of the authorities or other creatures, apparently. He spots me then, his scarlet eyes flashing, and then he's kicking out the chair in front of him and gesturing for me to sit down. Either he's bold or he's got something to prove, and I find myself being watched by the eyes of every tavern goer. They're all waiting to see if I'm going to oblige the object of their disdain, and the tavern falls deathly silent. As I take a seat, the crowd slowly begins to disperse, though their eyes stay firmly fixed upon both myself and the lichen as they return to their respective seats.
They're lucky I kept my cool. Wouldn't you say, Hunter?
Yes, let's go! I wouldn't want to piss you off. They are, incredibly so. They obviously haven't seen a lichen in their true form, have they? But then, you look an awful lot like a halfling. Ooh, going for the throat. I pointedly look at his human ears. He smirks, apparently highly amused.
Oh, I'm sure they've seen one or two around these parts. They're just stupid.
Let's go! I grin, finding myself shamelessly liking him already. Yes! I see. How about you tell me your name and why you apparently have a death wish hanging around in a tavern full of humans who quite clearly aren't too fond of non-humans. He bristles, his tail wrapping around the leg of his chair as he places his now empty tankard upon the table. The noise draws a gasp from nearly every single patron, and I glance over at Piper, who sits in the corner, either oblivious or uncaring. Yes, the
It's
slow
Alcott,
pan!
and I don't have a death wish. Not today, anyway.
Yes! I love this game. Okay, only today? He smiles, folding his arms back across his chest.
You don't need to concern yourself with me, Hunter. I stay far away from your kind. From everyone. Mostly. I do enjoy coming here to rile this lot up, though.
Yeah, just a professional shit stirrer. Another deep V for the collection.
Unless they come looking for me, of course.
Of course. He glances over his shoulder, catching Piper's gaze. She flips him off, and he turns back around to face me, his shoulders shaking with his laughter. Tario says, double ears. Yeah, having watched Inuyasha a lot, I'm super used to there being, like, the dog ear mode or the human ear mode, right? Like, it's not both. And it's pretty easy to do, like, a hair or accessory situation if you want to, like, hide it. But it's rare to see both of them like this when it's not, like, a headband or something.
I'm sure you'll grow to despise me in time, just like every other idiot in this hopeless town.
Hey, don't let me in with them! He stands and all the patrons stiffen. It's so quiet you could hear a pin drop, but Alcar merely rolls his pretty eyes and flashes me a sharp grin. He looms over me, close enough that I can smell the earthy, distinctly petrichor scent of him.
If my advice is worth anything to you, then trust me when I say to trust no one.
Great! Super helpful, Alcar. He stares me down. Even you?
Especially me.
Oh, goddamn.
Goodbye, Hunter.
I watch him leave, feeling everyone's gaze still fixed upon me. I compose myself and offer them a smile, as genuine as I can muster after such an odd encounter. I glance at the clock, and it's only 10:30. I have some time to kill. The town is small, very small, and it takes me less than an hour to walk it from end to end. On my travels, I find myself drawn to the cemetery, and the scent of blood is thick here. That would be because this is the site of the last murder. I come across a patch of scorched grass. The earth around it is trampled by the boots of enforcers and hunters alike. The remnants of a crumbled gravestone are littered around the perfect black outline of a body, and I take a deep breath, crouching down to skim my fingers along the edges. Tario says, does he get extra hearing with 4 ears? Maybe he does. Maybe he's got, like, incredible echolocation. I close my eyes and try to picture it, what happened to them. But it's hard to truly see knowing how stark the darkness is here. It's a blur, a mere memory, but I feel terror. They were so scared, utterly alone in their final moments. But something sticks out to me over all of that fear. I'm sorry. I love you. The words hit me hard, my chest aching, and I feel an intense longing. I feel love, the powerful and unconditional kind that snatches the air from your lungs. I take a deep breath and force myself to stand, trying to shake the feeling. I'll find out who killed you. I'm startled by the sudden sound of heavy footsteps, my hand hovering over my weapon. I look around frantically, on guard and ready, and then a striking figure appears. Yes! One more deep V for the collection! He's clad in fine clothing, his long hair tied in a neat ponytail, the crown of his head adorned with delicate jewelry, and I should be unsettled, the pointed teeth and sharp claws indicating he's definitely not human, but he's smiling? Then the flicker of a spade-tipped tail tells me all I need to know. I'm staring at a glamored demon, though I'm finding it hard to be alarmed by his presence, which seems to be a theme here in Lunaris. His eyes are a warm chestnut brown, and they sparkle in the dappled sunlight as he gazes at me in wonder.
Hello, Hunter. I've been looking forward to meeting you.
You have? You've been expecting me. I watch as his cheeks darken, his gaze dropping to the grass.
Well, people talk and I listen, and they've done a lot of talking about you. I hope I didn't scare you.
Well, he's certainly not like any other demon I've encountered. Their not trying to kill me part helps. You didn't. It's okay.
You're sure? I've gotten used to startling people.
Now you're a cutie patootie. I promise you that I've seen scarier. He laughs, his tail flicking. Oh, I'm certain you have. His aura is calm, if not a little skittish, and I decide he's probably more scared of me than I am of him. He's still hard to read, though, and that's frustrating, but not necessarily alarming. What's your name? The demon exhales sharply, apparently relieved that I'm making conversation rather than drawing my weapon.
It's Omen.
Is it a good omen or a bad omen? You've got to be kidding me. Ah, what kind of omen? I feel a smile curling at the corners of my lips. Are you a good omen? Wait, I actually ghost wrote this video game? No, just kidding. They got me! His lashes flicker, and I quickly realize he may not be versed in bad jokes. What? Don't worry. Fantastic. It can be awkward in the video game, too. It's nice to meet you, Omen. I'm Deanie. So how has your first day in Lunaris been? I huff a quiet laugh, yet again perplexed by the wonderfully weird inhabitants of this town. He's certainly the most polite demon I've ever met. I guess it's been fine. I'm just a little overwhelmed. It's a strange town, isn't it? Omen laughs, the sound musical and almost infectious, causing my own smile to widen.
You're being polite. It's more than strange. It's a mess. A mess I and many others hope you can fix.
I grimace, my gaze drifting back down to the place where the last murder victim lay. I sigh and muster as much confidence as I possibly can. I can do this. I can solve these murders. So, absolutely no pressure then. Omen shrugs playfully.
No pressure at all. Welcome to Lunaris.
Okay, it's the next day. Let's go ahead and save. Yes. Turn. I make it to the enforcement headquarters with time to spare after August's thinly veiled threat about tardiness yesterday. I had a terrible night's sleep on scratchy sheets, and I couldn't possibly feel less ready to face my less than friendly superior. I raise my fist to knock on the door, but the muffled conversation that I hear coming from inside has me hesitating. It sounds heated, and I glance at the clock on the wall behind me to check the time. I have 1 minute before I'm sure General Willenheim will admonish me for being late. So I take a deep breath and I knock. The voices stop suddenly. I hear a clack of heels, and then... Yes? Oh, it's you. They quickly glance at the clock.
Well, you're on time at least. Congratulations. I know it's terribly cozy out there, but please come in.
So sassy! I nod politely and quickly step into the enforcer's office. It's beautifully decorated with neatly arranged bookcases lining the walls that are laden with a collection of trinkets and tomes that possibly rivals Ezra's. Beck Muffin says Asterion coded. You're not wrong. There's a huge desk in the middle that overflows with reports and letters, and a half-empty ink pot, an elegant sapphire quill poised and ready. Then, as if I'm experiencing a rather vivid case of deja vu, Piper appears before me, looking decidedly less impressed than she did in the tavern yesterday.
Hunter.
Look at August. Nice to see you again. It is good to see you again. Hello, Piper. Nice to see you. She stares at me, her eyes narrow as her gaze flickers to August, who stands quietly just behind me. Their hands are clasped behind their back, a dark eyebrow quirked almost expectantly. Piper frowns at them, her nose crinkling before she swiftly turns her attention back to me. Yes, you too. I offer her a smile, but the one she offers in return doesn't quite meet her eyes. I appreciate the effort nonetheless. So you two have already met, The tavern again, were you, Piper? August sighs heavily when we both fail to respond, and Piper manages to look anywhere but her superior. Anyway. They run their hand along the edge of their desk, inspecting their perfectly dust-free fingertips as Piper huffs in their general direction.
I know you have very important business to attend to, but I'm not finished with you yet, Willenheim.
Ooh. Is that so?
I've given you your mission, you've complained about it loudly. So, pray tell, Major, what else could there possibly be?
Piper flinches, and I see her demeanor shift, her admirable determination withering and dying as that word rolls off August's tongue. A harsh reminder of her demotion, and one that clearly stings. I wonder if I'll ever get the chance to ask her about it, to finally know exactly what she did that warranted her being made such an example of.
Nice, August. Really nice.
You could quite literally cut the tension in here with a dull-bladed dagger. It's not awkward at all. We have a meeting, General. August sighs, glancing at Piper almost guiltily, but the sorry expression fades the second she meets their gaze. Yes, we do. Is that everything for today, Merriman? Is it I wasn't asking. They take a deep breath, pinching the bridge of their nose between forefinger and thumb. You're dismissed for today, Merriman. They stare each other down, and I wonder how the hell they ever managed to become one of the most successful elimination teams in all of Escria. I've heard countless weird and wonderful stories of their partnership, of Piper's unparalleled strength and August's unmatched intelligence. But here, now, all I see is a dispirited hunter and an impossibly tired enforcer. Harry is on his way. I suggest you depart quickly.
Shit.
She blanches at that, and I can almost see her admitting defeat. Her shoulders relax, and the furrow in her brow fades.
Fine. I'll go and look for your possibly a small chimera, but probably a big fucking cat. One day you'll have to stop punishing me, you know.
Piper grabs a set of expensive-looking daggers from the chair in front of the desk, strapping them to her back with haste. She pauses in front of me, and those dark eyes soften as she meets my gaze.
See you around, Hunter. Enjoy your important meeting, and remember what I said. Foot. Ass.
She chances another glance at August, and they suddenly become very interested in studying their perfectly manicured nails. With a wink, she then fully spins to face August, squaring up to them playfully. The enforcer towers above her, still uncaring, still unbothered. Twat. And with that, she turns on her heel and slams the door so hard it shakes in its frame. August walks around the back of their desk, practically falling into the well-used leather chair. I scan the piles upon piles of paperwork that litter the surface, taking in the countless reports and letters, scribbled diagrams, and gruesome drawings. Panel Part 2! I get the impression August is in over their head. The disorder of all of this information makes my fingers twitch. They watch me carefully, stifling a yawn with a trembling hand. I know. Trust me. I know. As much as I hate to admit it, we've got nothing. As of right now, I suspect everyone in this town, as should you. Though I may not really know them just yet, I sense that this kind of vulnerability I'm seeing is rare. August doesn't strike me as the type to admit defeat so easily, and something more serious than usual, stress of the job, seems to be lingering under the surface. After what I witnessed back in Ezra's shop, I can't help but wonder what they were like before all of this. The way the young witch looked at them. It was pity. Ezra pitied August. August huffs a quiet laugh and relaxes back in their chair, and for the first time since we met, they seem to let their guard down.
I don't know why Harry decided you were the right person for this job above all others, but I trust him implicitly. So, whatever plan he has for you, we had better make it work.
Oh, we can make it work. They pause, staring me down with those ice blue eyes. Now, are you ready to begin? See, I don't think anything... Ooh, always, General, with a little heart. I love it when Otomisons tell you which options are the romantic ones and which ones are the platonic ones. Some girlies consider that to be kind of cheating, like you're supposed to figure it out as you go. But I like it because I would be so lost otherwise. I need to be taught. Let's give a little spice, always, General. I feel emboldened as that piercing gaze bores into me, something twisting deep in my gut. I lean forward in my chair to make sure they see me. Really see me. I can't wait to see where our partnership takes us, General Willenheim. August presses their fingers to their lips, appraising me. Oh, really? I think we can achieve absolutely anything together if we truly want to. Though they're clearly trying to hide it, I see their lips twist into a sly grin.
And you state this after knowing me for a mere day and a half. How bold.
Mm-hmm. You like it. You like the bold. I can tell. Let me catch up with chat. Beck Muffin says, it's fun to pick as myself regardless, but also I'm too autistic to not have a hint. I just need a clue. Hey, Tacos! Welcome on in. He says, I'm reading a book about anti-gravity. I just can't put it down. Oh, yuck, 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 yuck. That's a real knee slapper. Tacos de gatos. But have you heard about the book about aliens? 'Cause I hear it's the sequel and it's out of this world. Tacos says, that book about Mount Everest had quite a cliffhanger. Oh, gotta be careful. Mind the cliff. Eoneth wouldn't know anything about that. Backpack Muffin says, Tacos, I can only pin one comment at a time, please! Oh, dystopian novels are so 1984. So true. No! Okay, no more puns in the chat! For the future of Leviathans, we must make sacrifices. But welcome on in, Tacos. Thank you for stopping by. We are playing When the Night Comes. It's kind of like when you play Dream Daddies, only instead of being 3D at all, there's really no like moving around mechanics parts of the game. It's mostly just point and click, much more like a visual novel. Why did the kid always sit in his wardrobe when reading a book? None of your business. Do not quote the old texts to me, witch. I was there when they were written. Why did the kid always sit in his wardrobe when... Oh, I already read that one. Yeah, Tario. Well, that's an Eoneth stream. Technically. We're here where there are no rules. But... back to August here. I know what I'm capable of. And you're quite prolific, you know. That is true. He has done nothing but talk for most of it. Their long, dark lashes kiss the tops of their lightly flushed cheeks, a pretty shade of dusky rose painting their pale skin as they lean in. Closer, closer, close enough for me to see the flecks of violet that swirl at the outer edge of impossibly blue irises. August is magic, overflowing with it. It pours out of them in waves. I can feel it deep in my bones and settling upon my skin. Call it a gut feeling. Smooth, Deanie. Very smooth. There are some rules in this stream. We just haven't established any with regard to wordplay, I suppose. A quiet, careful laugh, and suddenly they don't look quite so tired anymore.
I suppose you hunters hold quite the advantage over me with your gut feelings, don't you?
Ah! Oh my god! They did not have to voice act this whole game, and yet here we are. Here we are. August tilts their head, their face doing something strange, an expression too quick to catch appearing before they settle back into that implacable ease they've mastered so They curl the corner of a page that settles beneath their fingertips, where their hands have drawn closer to me at the edge of the desk. They clear their throat, but their next words sound noticeably husky. Oh, this one's not voice acted, though. I have to do this one. Regardless, I do hope you're right, Hunter Harper. They pause. Rather, I look forward to testing your theory. Do a little science experimenting. I smile, genuine and warm. Me too. And please, call me Deanie. We're going to be partners after all, aren't we?
It's very well, but you will still call me General.
Oh no! Okay. I laugh, but I nod my agreement. Of course. General. It's in italics! Oh no. I hear footsteps in the hallway, and August quickly rises to their feet. They straighten their clothing and tie their sash a little tighter. I follow their lead and move to stand by their side, my heart hammering triple time in my chest as those footsteps draw nearer. There's a distinct clang of metal, of armor and heavy boots. Then the door swings open and an imposing figure enters the room. His gaze flickers between myself and August, his expression stern and almost emotionless. I've heard many tales about Harold Addington III, and as he stands before me, I feel a certain sense of pride that he would choose to summon me to deal with such a vital case. He's adorned in the standard enforcer colors of black and gold, but his outfit is far more regal than any of the other higher-ranking officials I've seen. A wide smile breaks out across his scarred lips, and he pulls August into a tight embrace, a deep, comforting chuckle rumbling in his chest.
Old friend, how the devil are you? It's been a while. Too long, I say.
He pulls away, still firmly holding onto August's shoulders. You look exhausted. Have you not been sleeping? August offers him a wry smile as Harry drops his hands. I'm trying to sleep. Does that count? Harry throws them a look, something stern but edged with a certain fondness, one that a father might give to their child.
Look after yourself, Augustus.
August nods once, still smiling as Harry turns to stand before me.
Hunter, it's such a pleasure to meet you. I can finally put a face to all those impressive reports I've read.
He offers me his hand and I eagerly take it. It's a pleasure to meet you too, Lieutenant General Addington, sir. He smiles warmly, keeping his grip on my hand, his other holding my forearm.
Harry is fine. None of that formal nonsense. If we're going to be working together for the foreseeable future, we might as well get familiar, wouldn't you agree?
Oh, see, he's one of those cool guy nobles. Turns the chair around. Of course, Harry. He laughs, and I feel incredibly relaxed in his presence. Now, let's get to business, shall we? August hands him a standard issue file sealed with wax bearing the Scarlet Enforcer emblem. They watch me carefully as Harry breaks the seal, a heavy sigh falling from his lips as he quickly scans the report. He closes his eyes, handing the papers back to August before he turns his back to us both. A silent moment passes, and Harry rounds his shoulders, clicking his neck before he faces us.
You know, I've worked for the Enforcers for nearly 30 years, and I've never felt quite so useless. We've lost some of our best, our brightest, kindest.
Harry pauses, the waver in his voice evident as he composes himself.
I am truly at a loss, and I'm finding it hard to remove my emotions from the equation when it's my own people being needlessly slaughtered.
August averts their gaze, stealing a quick glance at me, seemingly sussing my reaction, but also giving Harry a moment of privacy.
Nothing can bring them back, but we can bring those responsible to justice.
Suddenly, it hits me. The victims were hunters, weren't they?
Yes, they were hunters, just like you.
Harry huffs a quiet laugh, clearing his throat.
I know we're putting a great deal of responsibility on your shoulders, but I have never-ending faith that you're the one who can help end this madness. Do you have any questions?
How many victims do we have so far? August looks at Harry for guidance, and Harry nods his permission.
4, but we anticipate more. The victim has shown up every 7 days for the past month.
Yes, with the most recent being 6 days ago, which is when I called for you. Enough is enough.
We're due a body, if our calculations are correct.
Harry clears his throat, twists the gold band on his finger.
I'd like you to concentrate on the latest victim for now. Male, 46 years of age, a general. He was one of our best. We owe him this.
I take a deep breath before I ask my next question, feeling immensely guilty before it even falls from my lips. Were all of them burned? I saw the ash and the charred ground. Each body has been burned very badly, yes, to the point where we cannot determine what wounds they sustained beforehand. Not even with magic? He shakes his head, exchanging a look with August, one I can't quite place. Not even with magic. Are there any patterns? Other than the timing of the murders, are there any other patterns I should be aware of? Harry's mouth twists into a grimace, and he shakes his head. I hope you don't think ill of me, but I'd rather not tell you at this point. He and August share a look, and August seems perplexed by the statement. Harry places his hand upon August's shoulder, a reassuring touch, a smile. Then he's looking back at me. Please, just trust me, both of you. I want you to go out there and see things with your own eyes. Utilize your abilities. Then we can discuss what we've already discovered. This is a complex case with many intricacies, but I think it's important that you don't let our opinions cloud your judgment. As terrifying and as baffling as this may seem, I see where Harry is coming from. I don't want to be influenced by an investigation that's so obviously failing. Oof. So, where would you like me to start? I almost expect them to tell me to figure it out myself, but Harry surprises me. Well, the most obvious of places would be the Ibex. The what? Me in the game, me in real life.
A curious pair are the Woodridge twins. They've taken up residence in the old church in the middle of town. I'm sure you've seen it.
Sure. I saw it all right. Big, imposing, and very obviously dilapidated. Yes, I did notice it. It's quite hard to miss, but I assumed it was empty with it being in such a state of disrepair. We can only dream that it becomes vacant, unfortunately. August clenches their fist, the faintest flicker of magic shimmering in their palm.
They're a plague upon this town. spouting their drivel and preaching to the dumb and ignorant. They're idiots.
Augustus. August takes a deep breath, their magic dissipating.
Right. Sorry. Well, I'm not fond of them, if you couldn't already tell.
Interesting. Harry and I share a glance, and he smiles warmly, winking at me.
Oh, I think we got the picture.
It's just, is it a little over the top? Chat, is it a little over the top, this, like, avuncular attitude that he has towards us?
Now, as I said, I suggest you start with them. Just see what you make of them. You might need to play along with the woman. She tends to favor playing games. Anything to baffle you.
Don't trust the mans. Right, like, it's also, he's an authority figure, so, like, am I just too genre aware at this point? Like, I just smell a trap coming a mile away, or is it, am I being too, too sussy? It is a little sus, right? It's also not wearing a deep V. Have they already been questioned? Are they dangerous? Are they human? Harry shrugs, and August's annoyance at him being so unbothered is obvious.
Yes, they're human, and yes, they've been questioned. Hunter Merriman saw to that, but she and the woman have a rather tumultuous relationship.
Ooh, tumultuous, you say? That certainly could be something about something. Their alibi is solid. They have a guard, a human who has connections to Clan Casimir. She has no reason to support the Ibeck other than just doing her job. I'd still be interested to hear what you think of her, though.
So, in theory, they're harmless, but they do have the people's ear for some bizarre reason.
Sounding a little culty to me, sounding a little cultish.
They prey on fear, and the town is infected with that right now. Be cautious of them. They certainly won't take kindly to you.
Now hang on, why not? We're very friendly.
Oh, I think the General can handle them just fine. Have some faith, August.
Yeah, August. Gosh, okay. August waves their hand dismissively, wandering over to a filing cabinet that's nestled in the far corner, whilst muttering something under their breath. A warm hand touches my arm. We trust you, Dini.
Now, once you've spoken to them, I suggest just going where your gut tells you. There are plenty of other Lunarians for you to get to know, so just take today to really find your feet.
Mm-hmm.
I must meet with August and some of the other generals now, but please report back to us in the morning. Unless you find any damning evidence, of course, in which case, report back immediately.
I nod, glancing over at my superior who has taken it upon themselves to dive headfirst into yet another pile of paperwork. Trust no one, right?
Not a bloody soul. Suspect everyone. Question everything.
Or is it too on the nose? Are they doing this on purpose to do like a red herring? I close the door behind me, leaving August and Harry with their discussion. I feel a bit overwhelmed, but ready. Ready to finally start my investigation and to hopefully end all of this chaos. I take a deep breath and straighten my clothes, feeling ruffled from both that initial heated encounter and the brief but semi-informative conversation with the Lieutenant General. As I turn to leave, I spot Piper leaning against the wall. She looks stoic, her gaze fixed on the floor, but she perks up when she spots me approaching. Ah! Another slow pan! Here we go! Oi, Dini, I can call you that, can't I? Yes! You can call me whatever you want, Piper. She makes a quiet, frustrated noise and closes her eyes. She shakes her head, exhaling sharply before she meets my gaze. Listen, I'm sorry you had to witness that exchange. I couldn't bring myself to leave without apologizing for my behavior both today and in the tavern the other day.
It's been a rough few weeks, and I often let my passion overrule any rational thoughts that I promise I am capable of having.
That I promise I am capable of having.
It's unbecoming of me.
I'm taken aback by the vulnerability of her words. This isn't the Piper I thought I'd have to become accustomed to. Piper, She raises her hand to halt my words, calloused fingers curling into a fist.
Please, just let me apologize, all right? Then we can pretend I never acted like a complete asshole, and you can go and do your job.
So... She sticks out her hand, her daggers clanging noisily where they rest in the holster at her back.
The name's Piper Merriman.
She rolls her eyes, taking a deep breath before her next sentence.
Major Piper Merriman.
She throws me a wicked grin, and I can't help but laugh. Okay, we gotta do that. I mean, it's just a little flirting. It doesn't matter. It hasn't... This is one of those games where you do choose the route at a certain point. So I think these are just kind of to show you how this works. So the heart is the flirty option. I eagerly take her hand in my own and shake it firmly, my touch lingering a little longer than necessary as I cling to her warmth. It's a pleasure, Hunter Merriman. I gather I'll be seeing you around? Or, I hope I will. A smirk hooks the corner of her mouth, our fingers brushing as they slowly part, and there's something curious shining in her striking gaze.
Well, the town is terribly small. It would be quite hard to avoid me.
Yes! Yeah, Tario, so this has all just been like chapter 1, and we have not chosen a route yet. I believe that is coming after this little thing here, this like first chapter. But then yeah, it does accumulate towards a certain route, I believe, once you've chosen the character. I shrug, nonchalant. I can think of far worse things than bumping into you. Oh, smooth. She narrows her eyes, shoving me playfully. The most subtle flash of color creeps across her freckled cheeks.
Oh, I don't know. I can be pretty scary if you ask nicely.
Okay. Okay, Piper. Nicely, you say. I fold in an instant. I fold like a lawn chair. She purses her lips, her sapphire gaze sweeping over me like a caress.
Well, well. I think we're going to get along swimmingly.
Yeneth in the chat! FF. RIP. Good game well played. Dario too. Not you too. I'm just gonna have a little sip of my drink here. Okay. She's quite an enigma, and I can feel my skin prickling under her heavy gaze. Certainly not an unwelcome feeling. She snorts a laugh, the sound wholly inelegant, but charming nonetheless. Yes! What's so funny? She narrows her gaze, shifting from one foot to the other, as if she has excess energy to dispel. Oh, nothing much. I just didn't expect you to be quite so interesting, I suppose. I feign offense, and her answering laugh is magical. I'll just have to prove myself then, won't I? That you will. Piper glances at the clock before turning back to me with a roll of her eyes.
Oh, I better get going. I have an inevitably worthless mission to get on with. People in this town are adept at mistaking common house cats for ghastly creatures. Must be something in the water.
I should go too. Yes, of course. Now, off you go. Save Lunaris and all that. I'll see you around, Deanie. She turns on her heel and heads for the exit, pulling her chestnut hair up into a messy bun as she goes. I gather my wits, checking my supplies and weapons, adjusting my armor, but mostly just gathering my wits, which are all over the floor. I just spilled buckets of them everywhere. It's time to begin. Okay, let's save. Turn. And then I noticed we got a couple codex entries. So I think it's in extras. Codex. I'll just show what these are. This would be where the lore is that we might be missing. See, there's Hunter Academy. I mean, witches, vampires, enforcers. There's this lovely little like back and forth with all of their handwriting. But I'm not going to read all of these right at the moment. I just wanted to show you guys they're here. Go back. Then there's gallery, which is of course the graphics that you're playing for a lot of these for. Mini stories, which we get to unlock. And then, it's a strangely beautiful day in Lunaris, regardless of the biting cold. The sky is clear, and the cobbled streets are abuzz with the smiling faces of townsfolk strolling to the local market with empty baskets and full pockets. There's certainly a different vibe to the last time I walked this street. No panic, no haste. As I draw nearer to the center of town, I see that imposing white building. Scarlet flags sway in the wind on the roof, but as I look closer, I can see that they're tattered and dirtied. The twins may very well be human, but the way my stomach drops and twists as I approach the weathered wooden door tells me I might be shocked by what I'll find inside. I push open the heavy doors, and the sight that I'm met with snatches the breath from my lungs. This place is huge. Its domed ceiling was seemingly once decorated with an intricate painting, but the layers have cracked and peeled over time, and nothing more than the remnants of what looks like a starry night sky cling to it. The furniture is caked with a thick layer of dust, and the pews are in disarray and covered with strange etchings that look like they've been carved into the cheap wood with a blunt nail. There's a lot to take in, but I'm not here to scour this ruin for evidence. I'm here to talk to its inhabitants. The dread that's now firmly seated in the pit of my stomach churns violently, but it's something old, something that lingers. I anticipate that I might find a lot more that I'm bargaining for if I truly desire, but I need to focus. I need to find the Woodridge twins. As if by magic, two pairs of startlingly bright blue eyes emerge from the shadows near the destroyed pulpit. Hello, Hunter. We were expecting you. They say that they're unusual would be to say that they are unusual would be an understatement. They're not at all what I expected. Ooh, they kind of fade in and out. Start slow. They said she likes games, right? I offer her a small, friendly smile, however forced it may be. Word travels fast in Lunaris. I'm Hunter Harper. She narrows her eyes at me, suspicious for the briefest of moments, before she's smiling unnervingly again. Despite her best effort at apparently trying to be cute, it's still terrifying. I'm Aurora, and this is my dear brother, Armaros. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Hunter Harper. I nod politely, not quite sure which of them I should be focusing my attention on. Armaros doesn't appear to enjoy talking, or maybe he's simply not permitted to. His overbearing sister is clearly the leader of the two. Let's address Aurora. She seems to be the spokeswoman. I study her steeled gaze, and she seems completely at ease. Aurora, can you tell me what you do here? Armaros looks relieved that I didn't focus my attention on him, his once stiff shoulders sagging. Maybe I should have put the pressure on him. Let's see if I get a chance. Aurora clears her throat, a delicate hand covering her mouth as she does so. Well, what exactly would you like to know? What is the Ibeck? What do you know about the murders? Yeah, let's keep being circumspect about this. I don't want to go for the throat yet. We have time. I clear my throat, trying not to be distracted by their unnatural stillness. Can you explain to me what you do and why? They share a look, and Armaros nods once under his sister's ice-cold gaze. Our purpose is simple. We spread the word of the night, of those that are oppressed and murdered in cold blood. And who exactly are the oppressed? She giggles, the sound musical but edging on maniacal. The creatures, of course. I look at Armaros, and he drops his gaze, color sweeping across his pale cheeks. Is my answer not satisfying, Hunter Harper? Surely you know that the institution that you serve brings harm to innocents. Ooh, interesting. that the creatures that you kill are nothing more than confused and lost, merely looking for salvation. Huh. Still sounding pretty culty, but you had me going there for a second. Look at how their heads are positioned in front of these banners. I wonder if that is important. I pause, carefully contemplating my response. My adult life has consisted of seeing bloodthirsty creatures trying to mindlessly murder innocent people, and in turn trying to kill me as I protect them. I see no desire for salvation in that. I appreciate that there are creatures who don't intend to harm anyone, even some that are kinder than most humans. But, I smile again and take a deep breath. But I cannot bring myself to understand how you can so blindly support the slaughter of your own people. Oof, that's the indoctrination talking. Armoros frowns deeply, and I swear I see him shaking his head at me, but it's just subtle enough for his sister not to notice. Because humans are inferior and pathetic. Oh, there it is. We infest and corrupt the earth by dedicating our time and resources to ridding it of the only things that give our wretched species any hope. She inhales sharply, calming herself and brushing her hands over the front of her skirt. So, Hunter Harper, to answer your question, we are here to protect the creatures, just as you are here to destroy them. Interesting, yeah. Seeming very... They're not beating the cult allegations yet. What do you know about the murders? I'm sure you're very aware of the recent murders in the area. Can you tell me anything that may be of use to my investigation? Well, we already have a potential motive. If all of the murder victims have been hunters, it could be revenge killings for this cult. Aurora steals her gaze, unblinking, her fingers clasped tightly in front of her. We saw nothing, and we have an alibi. I look at Armoros, startled that he actually spoke, his voice strangely soft and comforting. Regardless, his words sound practiced and rehearsed. He looks nervous, like he'd rather be anywhere else but here, and his eyes keep darting to the door behind me. Nothing at all. You're stationed right beside the graveyard where the last hunter's body was discovered. You're telling me you didn't hear a thing? He was brutally murdered, set alight, and burned to ash, and yet he didn't scream or call for help? Aurora's lip curls at the corner, her eyes turning dark. My brother speaks the truth, Hunter Harper. Question us all you like, but we've been through this with your insufferable predecessor. Just like Harry said, they apparently have an ironclad alibi, but my suspicion does not waver. I nod once, noticing Armoros' gaze burning into me, and though I cannot gauge how he's feeling, my gut tells me he has something to say. Something he wouldn't dare to with his sister by his side. Oh, interesting. So she's exerting some force, some pressure here. Like he's scared. I'm starting to feel like Harry sent me here just to unnerve me. Surely he knew this is what I would be faced with. I still have little to nothing to work with here, and as the twins continue to stare me down, I think about his parting words. Suspect everyone. Question everything. You truly have nothing else to say regarding the situation. Aurora stands firm, her lips curling into that wolfish grin once more. Not a thing. It was ever so wonderful to make your acquaintance, though. Truly. Do stop by again. Our doors are open to everyone. Sus. We're more than happy to accommodate you, should your agency need to question us for a third time. Armoros gives me a look again, and I wonder if it would be possible to somehow get him alone. I have a feeling I'd get a lot more out of him than I have from her. Thank you, Aurora. Armoros. On my way out, I see a small, neatly wrapped package sitting on the doorstep. I bend down to check the label, and written on it in elegant script are the words Zes Hawa and Armoros' name paired with a small heart. I may not know what it means, but I know a demonic language when I see one. All right. Just as I suspected, there might be a lot more to Armoros Woodridge than meets the eye. All right, let's save. Surprise! Okay. I walk through the center of town for a while, getting to know the buildings and watching the people that pass me by. Lunaris turns into a quiet, nervous town when the sun begins to set, and I wonder if it's only recently lost its warmth. I consider heading for the graveyard, something tugging at me and telling me that there's more there for me to find, but Alcar suddenly appears from between the crooked houses, sending 2 children that were playing in the street scattering.
What the hell have you been doing in that damned church? Are you feeding into their bullshit already?
Ooh, not a believer. Okay, noted. He pauses, huffing a sharp breath through his nose.
I thought you'd be different. Just like everyone said you would be. How stupid of me to want to believe them.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What do you... As if I have anything even less obvious to do than go see them. This certainly isn't the first time I've been caught off guard by an angry lichen, but it's safe to say that I don't need to fear for my life here. Maybe. He does look pretty pissed. It's not what you think, Alcar. I was just questioning them. Yeah, geez, calm down. He scoffs, rolling his eyes. His hands are shaking, but he balls them into fists when he catches me looking. Is that so? And why should I believe you? I don't even know you. No, you don't, which is why you should consider giving me the benefit of the doubt. I'm just trying to do my job. Yeah, man. Do you suggest I just ignore the very obvious cult in the middle of town? Yeah! Thank you! Me and me agree. His wolf ears flicker back and forth, and he unclenches his fists. You were just questioning them? Yes! I nod. Yes, I was hardly agreeing with them in their hatred for, well, me. He rolls his eyes at me, standing his ground. Something has me curious, and I can't resist asking. They want to protect you from the likes of me, so why do you despise them so much?
Because they couldn't care less about those of us that don't enjoy killing humans mindlessly. Because we're not real creatures if we stay out of trouble and befriend humans or each other.
Okay, this is sounding the most culty that it could possibly be. Like, way to have absolutely no redeeming qualities. So if you dare to act even remotely human, you're the enemy too. He smirks, brows raised.
Aha. Now you're getting it.
Alcar is apparently defensive to a fault, but I sense that under the surface, he's probably just scared. Maybe even a little lonely. It must be hard to be feared like that when you've done nothing wrong. At least, I don't think he has. He is kind of a bastard. Are you following me? No, I bet he could, like, smell the dust on you or something. Do you have friends? Are you close with anyone in town? He bristles, his tail swaying behind him. That's an odd question, and close is reaching. Do you at least know anyone in town? You and Piper seemed aware of each other. He scoffs, his lip curling in disgust.
Merriman and I are not close. Unless you consider her kicking my ass her way of showing affection.
I mean, maybe it is! I tilt my head, contemplating that she actually Oh no! Depends on what you're into, I suppose. No! Oh no! How did they get inside my brain and like ghostwrite this? All of my dialogue options are so perfect. Trust me when I say Merriman and I are not friends. Yeah, I believe you, Sundari. Then you truly have no one? He softens slightly, his gaze dropping to the ground. I have friends, I suppose. Finn, Ezra, maybe even the demon.
It's easier for me to keep my distance. Anyone who gets close to me always gets hurt.
Aww! He's got a sad widow backstory. Sad boy hours. Is that so? I think about the way he acts, his cockiness and his smirking and flashing fangs. Is all of that just a show to keep others away? To keep them wary? I suppose it works, as much as it also earns him their bad opinion. Why do you ask, anyway? You seem lonely, that's all. Wow! Way to just read this man's for filth. We've only known him for like one day. He straightens up, wolf ears pressed flat against his skull.
Well, maybe I like being lonely. Have you considered that? I am a wolf, after all. Aren't we supposed to be solitary creatures?
No! No, wolves are pack animals. What? That's just not even remotely true. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. Well, that depends. Surely you have a pack. He stiffens at that, and his next words are firm and final. No, and don't ask me again. Oof. That's a touchy subject. Sadness swiftly replaces any trace of anger that I feel for him. I'm sorry, I won't mention it again. Thank you, Hunter. A moment passes, and Alcar restlessly shifts from one foot to the other. He doesn't seem incredibly satisfied with my answer about questioning the twins, but I can't really do much more to convince him, nor do I care to right now. So, where are you heading now? Do you live nearby? He narrows his eyes at me, clearly contemplating if he wants to divulge such information. Why? We got a little hard option. I mean, we probably get one freebie with all of them, right? Before you have to choose. I mean, we gotta just see. We gotta just see. Can't I just try to get to know you a little better? And why would you want to do that? I offer him a smile as I shake my head, incredulous that he so obviously suspects the worst from everyone. Because I think there's more to you than meets the eye. Am I not allowed to be curious? He narrows those vivid scarlet eyes, meeting my gaze and holding it. I suppose you are. He continues to stare me down, taking a tentative step closer.
So, if I did let you get to know me a little better, what then?
Oh gosh. The voice acting is back. I contemplate his question carefully, taking him in and surveying him from head to toe. Well, for starters, I'd buy you some shoes. He smirks, his scarred lip curling at the corner. He looks handsome when he smiles, a little softer. How thoughtful of you, but you wouldn't be the first to try. No? He shakes his head, wiggling his bare toes against the cobblestones. I run faster without them. Aha! And who exactly are you running from?
If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Oh no! We share a quiet laugh, something passing between us. It's warm, and I feel like I'm finally getting to experience the real Alcar for the first time. Dario, kind of hot, but okay. Or at least I hope. Funny.
I'm a funny guy.
He glances up at the sky, muttering something under his breath before he sets his gaze upon me once again.
It's getting dark, and there's a cold drink with my name on it at the Wolf. As much as I'd love to stay standing in the middle of the street talking to Lunaris' new favorite person, I'd better dash.
Yes! Oh my gosh! We did it! He turns as if he's about to leave, but he pauses, pointing at the Ibex. The building looms over the town, and it appears even more unsettling now I know who resides there.
Stay away from them. You might think you're safe because they're human, but words can do just as much harm as knives or claws in this town.
I get the horrible feeling that he's right, that maybe I should have pushed harder with them. I should be asking him about the murders too, but... Harry told me to trust my instincts, and right now something is pulling me towards that graveyard, not towards this scrappy, sarcastic wolf. I'll be careful. See to it that you are, Hunter. The town might fucking implode if it has to deal with much more. He makes a dismissive noise, scowling at me, but he's unable to mask his obvious worry for my well-being. Not that I care. Yeah, okay, Sundari. Anyway, I'll see you around. He offers me a half-assed wave paired with a decidedly mischievous grin, and then Alcar slinks back into the alley from whence he came. Ooh, this spooky graveyard. The graveyard looks so different at night, beautiful even. Fog twists and curls around my ankles as I walk, glimmering specks of vivid blue light sparkling in its haze. Thankfully, the darkness is a little more forgiving this evening, and something seems to be guiding me along and leading me right to the place where the murder happened. It's definitely not the plot. I'm hoping that I might be able to get a clearer idea of what transpired here that night, now that I know who he was, or what he was. I follow the path and see a dark figure crouching before a neat line of gravestones. There's no danger here, not that I can feel, but I approach with caution anyway. As I draw nearer, I recognize him. It's Finn! I'm no fool, and I know he senses me here, but he doesn't flinch, keeping his gaze fixed on the dark forest that surrounds us. I'm torn. Would I be respectful or would I be nosy? Be nosy. I clear my throat, quirking my brow as he stands and turns to face me, effortlessly graceful. Ah! This is a well-made game. They gave the people what they want. There are no walls for you to pin me against out here. How will you cope? His golden eyes shine in the darkness, and he offers me a sheepish glance.
When good people are getting brutally murdered, my instincts tend to get the better of me. But I apologize again. I'll do anything you require for you to feel comfortable around me.
Oh no! He ruined the sassy banter by being serious and genuine and sweet. No! No mind reading? He shakes his head quickly.
No mind reading, unless you ask, of course. Or unless you have any particularly loud thoughts. Then I'm afraid there's not much I can do to help it.
A smirk hooks the corner of his mouth, and he offers me his iron hand, switching to his flesh one when I throw him a curious look.
Ah, both are just as cold as the other, unfortunately.
Truce. I shrug heartily and shiver as his cold skin meets my warm, his handshake firm. That sentence is awkwardly structured. Truce. I really need to have a look around. I sensed something near where the body was found the night after I arrived. He pauses, looking as though he's trying to decide if he should say what he's thinking.
There's definitely a strange energy here. Stranger than usual, anyway. But I can help you, if you wish. I mean, if you wanted an immortal opinion.
Yeah! You can be my Watson. You be my Gal Friday. How exactly can you help me? He huffs a quiet laugh and folds his arms across his chest.
Would an excellent sense of smell and the ability to see things your human eyes cannot be of use?
I feign disinterest, a playful roll of my eyes as he waits for my response. I suppose I shouldn't dismiss any help, but how do I know that you're not the thing committing these horrible crimes? I've been told to trust no one more times than I can count. So tell me, Finn, why should I trust you? He offers me a wry smile, but sadness lingers in his gaze.
Freedom.
Freedom? He nods again, taking another deep, unnecessary breath.
I've been trying to become a better man since the day I died. My sire was a cruel man, a tyrant. Being around that for centuries does something to you.
No! Sad boy hours continue! Where's your sire now? He swallows thickly, rubbing the back of his neck. It's almost a nervous gesture, and the first time I've seen him do anything that looked remotely human or graceless. Dead. Killed by your Lieutenant General. I owe Harry my life. He freed me from Levy's shackles. He pauses, head tilted towards the night sky, and he closes his eyes. A smile crosses his lips, something wicked.
I've done terrible things in my time, and I intend to pay penance for those for the rest of my days. Which, if you hadn't heard, is forever.
Oh. There are so many things I long to ask him. He's seen so much, done so much. And I assume, lost so much.
So, to answer your question, I value doing the right thing above all else. Even if sometimes I tend to stumble a little. Metaphorically, of course.
Of course. I offer him a wry smile, watching him watch me. Yeah, okay. In for a penny, in for a pound. We might as well at this point. Let's just do at least one of everyone, right? We've got to see. I'd be lying if I said that I'm not curious to get to know him a little better. Spending some time with you wouldn't be so terrible, I suppose. Oh, now who's playing hard to get? He looks taken aback by my statement, but he recovers in record time. A smirk that I've come to learn is quintessentially Finn crossing his lips. A smirk that has my cheeks heating.
You suppose, hmm?
I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I step closer, his gaze burning into mine, and I feel a shiver roll down my spine, the hairs on the back of my neck standing to attention. He notices. Are you cold? He's teasing me, so I decide to play along. Freezing. He makes a quiet little noise, one I think I could become quite fond of hearing.
Unfortunately, I can't warm you up. I am quite dead, you know.
I raise my brow at him, unable to stop the smile that spreads across my lips. Really? I didn't notice. The fangs and deathly pale skin are ever so subtle. He pokes the point of one of his fangs with the tip of his tongue before he speaks. I find myself watching the movement quite intently.
I don't think I've ever been called subtle before.
You don't say. Well, there's a first time for everything. He narrows his gaze, apparently contemplating his next sentence quite carefully.
You're different, aren't you? I like different.
Oh, you're not like other hunters. Unbelievable. I clear my throat, snapping myself out of this little daze I appear to have lulled myself into. Yeah, we're here to investigate a murder, god damn it. A pick-me hunter. We should. He smiles, wider this time. He's handsome, bathed in the moonlight, even more so than in the artificial light of the shop. It's distracting. He's apparently quite distracted himself, and he clears his throat before he next speaks. Yes, we should. I brush past him, a little closer than necessary, and another shiver overtakes me as I feel his cool skin against my own. I head for the crime scene, hyper aware of him following close behind, knowing his gaze is burning into me. We stop at the charred patch of grass, Finn bending to pick up one of the bloodied shards of the shattered gravestone. He brings it to his nose and glances at me before he gives it a sniff. He's apparently quite repulsed by whatever scent he's picked up, and he hands me the stone, wiping his hands off on his trousers.
I suggest you keep that. That's not something I've experienced before, and I've smelled a lot of different things in my time. It seems off. If it's from a creature, it's certainly not one I've come across in my 600 years.
Huh. I throw him an accusatory glance before I turn my attention back to what he's handed me. I put it in my pocket for safekeeping. You can't pick up anything at all, so that means it isn't the victim's blood. He shakes his head. Definitely not his. Well, here goes nothing. I do exactly as I did last time, closing my eyes and concentrating, pouring all my energy into seeking out that lingering memory. It's just as I remember, painful, loud, and I almost can't bear it as a deep, scared voice echoes in my mind. Leave while you still can. I feel a force pushing at me, but it's weak and nothing I can't handle, so I fight it and hold my ground. It's not hostile, but panicked. It's trying to tell me to go, to get out, to run. That just makes me want to stay all the more. I hear Finn saying my name, but it's distant, almost as if I'm underwater. I want to help. Tell me how. Who did this to you? No help, just death. You can't stop them. I tried. I failed. The voice quickly disappears, and all I'm left with are more questions. I open my eyes to find Finn crouched before me, his eyes wide, concern etched on his handsome face. Couldn't leave out that detail. Is concerned and handsome.
Are you okay? What was that? I wasn't listening, I swear it, but I couldn't block it out. He was just so loud.
I exhale sharply, shaking my head and taking his hand as he offers it to help me stand. I fall against him and he catches me with fluid grace. Ah! It was the hunter. It must have been. What did you hear? He pauses, frowning and tightening his grip on me. Nothing coherent, just noise, but it was intense. That's never happened before. What do you mean? I mean, I feel things. I hear things sometimes too, but I've never directly spoken to a spirit like that before. At least that's what I think it was. I should go and find August. He seems reluctant to let me go, a stitch in his brow as he looks at me. Are you sure you're okay? I nod, regretting it immediately as a wave of dizziness overtakes me.
I've got you.
Ah! Swoon!
You need to go and seek out Ezra. He can help you. Trust me. He's good with weird shit like this.
I contemplate heading back to see August, but I suspect they wouldn't appreciate me disturbing them at this hour with little more than a ghost story. You're right, I'll head for his shop immediately. Finn nods, still watching me and holding me close. Head straight there. Promise me? I place my hands on his chest, and Finn holds my arms as I try to steady myself. I will. Thank you, Finn. I chase his touch as we break apart, his cool fingertips feeling so soothing against my skin. If you need me, don't hesitate to come and find me. Ezra can tell you how to get to me. Why can't... Okay. I swallow thickly, nodding and trying to shake myself free of this haze. I will. I swear it. He turns and heads for the forest, casting a final, lingering glance at me over his shoulder before he disappears into the darkness. Now I need to find Ezra, and fast. Yeah, we never did get one of the heart options with Ezra, so I guess this is going to be our, going to get a little flirt on, maybe. I don't know, man. I round the corner and see that the lantern outside the shop is dark. I didn't realize how late it had gotten, and I can only hope that he's home. I knock on the door and hear a loud crash, followed by quick footsteps. Oh! The door creaks open slowly, and a face that definitely isn't Ezra's appears. I'm taken aback by the sight of Omen. His eyes widen as he stares at me. Are you supposed to be in there, Omen? He blinks, and a moment later he smiles, full of sheepish remorse. That answers my question, though it's difficult to even work up any annoyance if he's actually trespassing. Is he influencing me with his powers, or is his human face just that cute? Aww! Oh, okay, Tario. Yes, I'm maybe kind of living here right now. Oh, really? He smiles shyly, his ears twitching, and he looks away for a moment. Is Ezra here? He shakes his head, opening the door a little more.
No, he went out. He said he wouldn't be long, but I don't know when he'll be back.
His eyes widen a little more, as if he's remembered something. Sorry, would you like to come in? I contemplate rushing off to continue my search for Ezra, but I would be stupid to miss a chance to find out a little more about this curious demon. Yes! I'd love to, but just for a moment. There's a neat little pile of cushions arranged on the rug in the middle of the shop, and a handful of empty wrappers that I can only assume were once filled with treats. Goblin behavior. Omen rushes to pick them up and scrunches them into a ball as if he's trying to get rid of the evidence. His tail sways mindlessly as he sticks them in a small bin hidden behind the counter. He seems oddly at home here, so I assume he's telling the truth about staying here often. You look exhausted. Have you been busy today? I laugh quietly, rubbing my temple, my head continuing to thrum. Very busy, yes. He nods, picking up a lightly glowing blue crystal that sits on top of the displays. He fiddles with it nervously. Can I ask you a few questions? I suppose yes. I might not be able to answer much, though. Why? He grimaces.
I try to stay out of things around here. The humans don't like me very much.
Aww. Because you're a demon? His mouth twists into something that looks like it's trying and very much failing to be a smile. Something like that. I suppose that's fair. It's not every day you see a demon like him walking down the street, even these days. He's well glamoured, but he's still quite obviously inhuman. In a town like this, especially one so small, I imagine he's quite an unnerving presence. And that isn't even taking into consideration what the murders and unanswered mysteries might have done to the townsfolk's nerves. I feel like it's impolite to ask about the murders first, or... Yeah. I don't know much about you. Where are you from? And how long have you been here in Lunaris? His eyes widen, his pupils dilating, and I see the slightest hint of crimson flickering in chestnut brown.
I've been here about 2 years. Time passes differently here for me, so it's hard to know for sure. You'd have to ask Ezra. He'd know. What
does that mean? I don't miss the way he so tactfully ignored my question about his origins, but I decide not to press him if he's giving me something. Yet. How did you meet Ezra? He lights up at that question.
I met him the day I arrived in Lunaris. He was the first person I saw, and he took me in without question when I was in need of shelter.
Ah, Ezra, Vivi! You can't just be picking up strays like this! No wonder Finn is stressed! Ezra is very kind, isn't he? He nods enthusiastically. He is quite wonderful. Everyone thinks so. Well? He fidgets, dropping his gaze to his hands, fingers toying with the blue crystal again. The general, August, they don't like him very much, and that makes Ezra sad. Do you know why? He shakes his head, biting his lip. No, I didn't want to ask, but Finn says they've known each other a very long time.
Ezra has been very, very kind to me. I don't want to pry, not about things that might hurt to say or to hear.
I nod slowly. It's hard to argue with that, I suppose. Okay, now we get to the meat of it. Ask about the murders! Do you know much about the recent murders? Omin passively looks out the window, a sad look crossing his face.
I know that the humans are upset, and that the ones who were killed were hunters. Ezra is tired all the time, and Finn visits him less. Alcar is distant.
Aww. He sighs, a knot forming between his brows.
Everything is so different lately. I don't like it.
His eyes light up as he turns to look at me.
But now you're here. A solution. A fresh start.
Hell yeah! Eventually, Omin shrugs. The wind changes, perhaps towards shore this time. And he smiles at me, full of optimism and faith. His trust is almost sweet, but I can't in good conscience lie to him. I hope so, Omin, but it might take me a little while. Right, yes, I understand that. He fidgets where he stands, his eyes flickering to the curtain that hides Ezra's living area. Can I show you something? Of course you can. One moment. He dashes through the curtain that separates the front of the shop with the back, reappearing within seconds clutching a weathered notebook. Here, I keep notes on things I find interesting, mostly humans, but also Finn, Alcar, and Ezra. He trails off, looking wistful.
I thought maybe this could help you. If you need to know stuff about certain people, I might have something here.
You have a dossier on people, Omin? Okay. Okay, yeah, you know what? In for a penny, in for a pound. We're just going for it. We're just going for it at this point. We need to know. You said you write about things you find interesting.
That's right. Anything that intrigues me, I guess. Sometimes things I don't understand, so I can ask someone later. Human things, mostly.
I smile, enamored. He's so wonderfully curious. It's a nice break from the doom and gloom that the others I've spoken to have been emanating. Is there anything about me in there? He stutters, holding the book a little tighter. No, cutie! Maybe? Listen, don't show us your diary if you're gonna make a face like that! I raise an eyebrow at him, and he shyly drops his gaze.
Yes. Yes, there is.
Oh, he's so honest about it. My smile grows exponentially, and Omin smiles in return. The color in his cheeks is almost matching his shirt. What did you write about me? His tail sways back and forth enthusiastically, curling around his leg.
You're really putting me on the spot, huh?
I mean, you did this to yourself. As long as it's nice, I don't mind. I offer him a wink.
Oh, it's very nice. Trust me.
Oh, okay. I sigh dramatically, watching him watch me. I have a feeling there'll be more notes in his book this evening. Well, I guess I'll have to trust you if you're not going to show me. Never say never, Deanie. Ah, listen. I feel a sudden twang of pain in my temple again. The sensation is unpleasant and it burns. Deanie, are you okay? Omen rushes to my side, the notebook forgotten upon the counter. He reaches for me, but he's hesitant. I can feel an impossible warmth radiating off his palm, but he withdraws his hand before he touches me. I'm fine. I really need to find Ezra. Do you have any idea where he could be?
I don't know for sure, but he usually goes to the market or the tavern. Maybe even the catacombs.
That's so many places, Omen. The catacombs? He nods, leaning closer.
Yes, that's where the vampires are.
Oh! He presses his fingers to his lips, a human gesture that looks out of place, like he's been practicing it.
I would try the tavern first, though. He did mention he needed a drink. He likes to drink a lot of wine after a busy day.
Oh? Thank you so much, Omen. I'd better hurry. I bid him a quick farewell and head back out into the darkness. I push my way into the tavern, scanning every table for that shock of white hair, and much to my relief, I see the friendly face I'm looking for. He's noticed me already, his hand raised as he beckons me over to where he sits alone, in a cozy spot in the corner. His smile is as bright and wide as I remember, and I take a seat opposite him.
It's good to see you. I hope the town hasn't scared you off yet.
I raise an accusatory eyebrow at him, earning a laugh. Well, even if I was scared off, I can't really go anywhere, can I? Ezra smiles softly, but he seems restless. I suppose not, no.
What's that like, being bound to do whatever you're told, by your duty?
Aww. I quite like it. No. Gross. Imagine enjoying being told what to do by an authority figure. Ugh. I contemplate his question for a moment, wondering exactly how honest I should be. Well, it's quite lonely, especially when you're torn from your previous post and dropped into a weird town full of strangers. And murders. Don't forget those. He winks, a sparkle in his eyes. And murders, yes.
I'm sorry you have to endure that. Loneliness is a terrible thing, but you shall be lonely no more. We've got you now. We're here for you.
Ah! Ezra, group mom! He sits a little straighter, determined. We? He rolls his eyes playfully with a hand placed over his heart.
You wound me. Yes, we. Myself and Finn and Piper and, well, maybe even August, if you're lucky.
I laugh as Ezra grimaces at that thought.
You have people here. Some might be undead or just plain stubborn, but you have us.
Thank you, Ezra. That means a lot. Aww. He shrugs it off, running his finger around the rim of his wine glass.
We've all been lonely at some point. Some of us will always be lonely, even surrounded by people. But if there's the smallest chance that you can quell that with some good company, then you should take it.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Noted. He looks up at me, and I wonder how such a human exists. He's kind, impossibly so, and I find it very hard to believe it could ever be an act. So you have friends here, Teeny. Ah, the power of friendship! The barmaid comes over and rolls her eyes. Not the barmaid, though. Hand on her hip as she addresses me rather curtly. Drink. Okay. I'll have what he's having. I gesture at Ezra's half-empty wine glass, the dark liquid looking more than appealing. Eonis, I don't know if we're gonna kill God in this one. Maybe. You can never underestimate the power of friendship. I'll have the same, please. She turns and wanders off with yet another roll of her eyes, and Ezra poorly stifles a laugh. Don't take it personally. That's Edna. She's notoriously, short. I grimace, and as she returns with my glass of wine, I nod politely. Thank you, Edna. Edna grunts, turning on her heel and throwing me a dismissive wave over her shoulder. Case in point. The wine tastes rich, and I eagerly savor the first sip. Are you okay? You seem tense. I was actually looking for you. I need to tell you something, but I need you to promise me you won't think I'm crazy. I mean, you've got a witness to corroborate.
You're talking to someone who lives in Lunaris. Try me.
You're talking to someone who lives in Lunaris. Yep. I take a deep breath and edge closer, checking no one else is listening. I visited the graveyard after I left your shop yesterday to see the crime scene. I tried to get a feel for what happened there that night. Ezra leans in, his eyes wide. And? I didn't really get much other than an overwhelming sense of loss, which is, well, quite normal considering the circumstances. People tend to feel such emotions when they're dying. But tonight I went back. Finn was there too, and I felt something different. Different how, exactly? I huff a laugh, knowing how ridiculous this sounds. I heard him, the hunter, the one who died. He spoke to me. Ezra's gaze darts around the tavern, and he sits back in his chair, running a hand through his hair. He wipes the look of shock off his face quickly, putting himself to rights. His voice is low when he speaks next, barely a whisper. You're sure it was him? I nod. Positive. He told me to leave and that there's no hope in helping. Ezra leans forward again, pushing his wine glass aside, placing his hand upon the table. His fingers are visibly twitching. Yeah, okay, you guys already know. Take his hand. I mirror his movement and place my hand upon the table beside his, shamelessly needing comfort and contact. Ezra doesn't hesitate to take it in his own, his skin warm and soft as he squeezes it tightly. Swoon! It's gonna be okay. We'll figure this out together. Yeah! Ah! I exhale sharply, feeling like I've been holding my breath ever since I left that graveyard. Thank you, Ezra. I don't know what I'd do without you, and I've only known you for a few days.
It's okay. I'm used to taking care of people. It's my thing, I suppose. Besides, you're delightful. It's not like it's a chore.
Oh my god! We're delightful? Chat, we're delightful? Edith, Ezra says we're delightful. It's not like it's a chore. Oh my gosh. He softens his expression and starts drawing gentle, soothing circles on the back of my hand with his thumb. His cheeks darken slightly, and everything about him is impossibly enchanting. I'm glad you're okay, Deanie. Ah! Oh gosh. I'm here for you, always. Oh no. Oh dear. See, I usually go for something more toxic in my dating sims, but this might have done it. Oh gosh. I'm more grateful than you'll ever know for that. Another squeeze of my hand and we part reluctantly. Reluctantly? Ah! It's the slow pan! So, what now? What now indeed? He curls his fingers around the stem of his glass and sighs deeply.
I don't even know how to unpack this, but I do know that you need to rest. How's your head feeling?
How did you know? I sigh, pushing my wine aside. Still hurting. Ezra fishes around in his pouch that's attached to his belt, retrieving a small vial full of what looks like a strange herb or flower. Here, crush this into some boiling water and it should help with the headache. It's just some feverfew and butterbur, completely natural, I promise. I take the vial and tuck it safely into my pocket. Do you have a pharmacy in there? Real smooth. He laughs softly, shaking his head. What kind of witch would I be if I didn't carry around a cure for a migraine? I mean, listen. Or just happen to know of several that you are ready to employ at a moment's notice. I should head back to the shop. I left Omen unattended with the kitchen cupboard unlocked. He'll eat me out of house and home. I did check there before I came here. He'd gotten into the sweets. Shit. And that's definitely my cue to leave.
Whatever you experience today will still have happened tomorrow. I know what you hunters are like. No matter how scary August is, your report can wait until tomorrow.
I smile up at him and he stands to leave. I promise, I'm drained. I need my bed more than ever right now. Plus, I need to decide how to put all of this into words. This has changed everything for me, hasn't it? Yes, I'm afraid it did. Just... He sighs deeply, resting a hand upon my shoulder.
Be mindful of who you share this information with, okay? There are eyes and ears everywhere.
Good night, Deanie. Good night, Ezra. I stare out the window and I spot the first snowflakes falling from a star-dusted sky. Winter has arrived in Lunaris. We did it! Okay. I am gonna save here. We'll make a new slot. And I think that is a good place to leave off for today. So I'm going to take us back to the ending screen. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I had an absolute blast. This was so fun. We will definitely return to this game. They have my number, clearly. Like, I underestimated the power of the writers and artisans working here today. But clearly, I didn't need to because they are up to the task. If you could hang around for the raid, that would be great. If not, I understand. But I think we're going to go ahead into Birthday Bunny's stream. I would love to be able to raid her. So let's go ahead and get that started. Oh, and she is working on some crafting. So that should be a nice chill stream to go hang out in. Make sure to tell her I sent ya. And I'll see you in the next one, alright?